Hello, my name is Amanda Brown, and today I'm going to be speaking about photographic slash eidetic memory. So photographic memory and eidetic memory, they kind of go hand in hand, but there's many controversies around that saying that they don't exist or that they're different. Some say they're the same. Um, but yeah, sometimes they're referred to as the same thing. And I've always been interested in this topic because I don't know whether to believe it or not. I've seen people who have tremendous memories, but I don't know if they can physically see a photograph or if it's just they train their mind to do it. An example is Lu Chao. He holds the world record for remembering and reciting the longest strip of numbers, and it was almost 67,000 digits long, which is a lot. I don't know how he did it, if he trained or if he had a picture in his mind. Many fields look into this, especially psychology and different anatomy fields, like seeing if the mind is actually capable of doing this. And I want to ask, has anyone ever claimed that they have had photographic memory that you've noted, and what do you think? So photographic memory is an idea that individuals can recall and describe certain images and events in extreme detail. It's often called photographic memory because individuals are able to take a quote unquote a mental snapshot, which is like in your mind visualizing a picture, and then you can analyze every section of the picture. A few people say that they have developed this photographic memory and that it was acquired when they're in their adolescence years, according to Gordon. And then Pryke also said that between 2% and 10% of children have a photographic memory, but it fades away as they age and their body changes, which is I thought was pretty interesting. Eidetic memory is different because this form of memory is seeing an image and object after a short amount of time has passed. It's a form of short-term memory. Some say it may last a few seconds, while others may say it lasts a few minutes, according to Beasley. And a good test to do to see if you have a good eidetic memory or to get better at it is close your eyes after you look at an object for a certain amount of time, and then open your eyes and try to visualize what object was in great detail. So different articles have been saying different things about this topic. From the popular press standpoint, these two from Beasley and BetterHelp and the magnetic memory method, both stress eidetic memory can be formed, but photographic memory cannot be. Many times it's born with. They refer to it as reserved to the genetically blessed from the magnetic memory. The BetterHelp website that it exclaimed that it's real, but limited people have it. Their form of explanation was that it describes the difference between photographic and eidetic memory as though they both exist. They were able to acknowledge that there's a debate about the research and yet haven't found evidence, but they almost viewed it as nothing is impossible. Beasley also stated that this type of memory is very rare and often difficult to prove. A con of this form of article was that they were able to acknowledge that the debate was research, but they haven't found any actual factual evidence. But I liked how they viewed it as nothing is impossible. So for the next type of article, it was the scientific / peer-reviewed. Both of these articles was geared towards more of a scientific or college-based research audience. And the scientific articles did not believe that this form of memory exists at all. They believed that eidetic memory and photographic was different from each other, but eidetic memory actually does exist. All of the articles and websites had credible sources, but they explained that they didn't believe it was real because there was no actual factual evidence. Some explained that each of these were not physically possible due to anatomy in the brain, but in my opinion, we don't know exactly how the brain works. Like, our brain has the capacity to do a lot more than we will ever understand and know. And they also said that the human mind is not like a filing cabinet of photos that someone can just pull out and look in their mind. The article from Kate suggests that the use of photographs is more of a way to comprehend how memory works, not just like actual photograph. Another article from Brain Facts said that photographic memory does not exist in this sense of looking at a mental snapshot or a physical picture. I think the pros of this type of research is that they do use a lot of critical, like, background research. They look into the science of things. But the cons, the article almost denies it at all without actual factual evidence saying that it does not exist. I think that's where the fine line is. It's very difficult to prove. I don't know if they will ever be able to differentiate if it's facts or not. The use of other research about ideas of the memory, and there wasn't a whole lot of proof that it doesn't exist. So in conclusion, both of the scientific articles in popular press in many ways contradict each other. The popular press one wanted to grab the viewer's attention, almost seeming like this photographic memory is like a superpower. And these articles, both of them actually didn't have much factual scientific evidence, but more looked at general surveys and took people's word for it. They used survey method on a group of people who claimed to have it and asked what they see in their memories. This can lead to, it can be true, it can be not. They could be saying something just to claim it is or not. The scientific articles refused in almost in all aspects that it wasn't real at all, that it was just not physically possible. But they didn't have the evidence. I don't think you can, in your mind, physically be able to see or scientifically explain if it's real or not. Many of the scientific articles use science-based evidence, such as the brain doesn't have the capacity they believe, and they blamed people for believing that they had a photographic memory just to it to be eidetic. Eidetic memory can be tested, but I do not believe that photographic can be tested. The only test you can do is almost to ask people in survey. So future steps in this example is you can improve your eidetic memory if you want to be able to have somewhat of a photographic memory. I don't think that it can be developed. I would like to know if anyone like in the class or if you believe that photographic memory exists, but there's a short video that helps explain how to improve your eidetic memory using exercise and staying social. So we could watch that.
This episode is sponsored by LastPass. Whether it's losing your keys or trying to cram information into your head for an exam, sometimes we just need our brain to be less forgetful. So, using science, how can you improve your memory right now? First things first, you should hit the gym. But sorry, meatheads, you can't skip cardio. MRI studies show that regular aerobic exercise like running improves performance on memory tasks by increasing the blood flow and volume in parts of the hippocampus. This is important as the hippocampus is a part of the brain that is critical for learning and memory, but it shrinks by 1% to 2% per year in late adulthood. So aerobic exercise can be a great way to fight age-related declines of our memory. After the gym and pre-studying, grab a good snack. After a meal, the increased glucose and insulin has shown to promote the learning of new information. Glucose and insulin are also key to consolidation, the conversion of short-term to long-term memories, probably because the hippocampus we talked about earlier is enriched with insulin receptors. We said a good snack, but maybe try blueberries. As studies show, participants given a blueberry supplement had a better ability to recall past events. Blueberries contain flavonoids that have been shown to protect neurons, enhance their function, and stimulate their regeneration. Make sure that you're keeping up with the group chat. Scientists link high-quality personal relationships to better memory. A 2017 study found that adults aged 80 and up who reported more satisfying relationships in their old age had similar cognitive abilities to people in their 50s and 60s. Other research shows hanging out with people can protect against memory declines common in dementia. Scientists think that our friends create social pressure that makes us take care of ourselves, and they even do things as simple as tell you directly or indirectly to go visit a doctor. Social interactions also present complex cognitive memory challenges that can stimulate your brain. Thank you, friends. Hug your friends today because they're increasing your memory. If you really want to be super extra about all of this, you could also try to become a memory champion. These are people who can, for example, memorize the order of a deck of cards in 30 seconds. Superior memory skills aren't because of anatomical differences, which means you could accomplish some of these same memory feats with intense practice. One study found that after 6 weeks of daily 30-minute training, normal people exhibited similar levels of neural connectivity as these memory athletes. When given a list of 72 words, they went from being able to recall 26 to 30 to remembering over 60 words. A little stressed about memorizing a presentation for tomorrow? Not to worry, as research suggests an optimal level of anxiety can help us remember details. During stressful events, hormones like cortisol act on the brain to promote the formation of long-term memories, probably so that we can better process stressful situations and change our behaviors accordingly. But it doesn't mean that in these stressful times we are going to become way better at memorizing things, as too much stress has been shown to impair memory. So it is about finding the right balance between not panicking and panicking just enough to sharpen your mind. For the most part, we are overly stressed.
All right, that was just a short little video to help explain how you can increase your memory if that's what you like.
This
And we're excited. Thank you so much.